Today we're tackling a topic that undoubtedly hit many of you close to home on July 19th, the massive global IT outage. Forget the Monday morning blues, this was a full-blown tech meltdown that sent shockwaves across the globe. What happened? A chain reaction. Imagine this. You walk into work, ready to tackle your day, only to find your computer frozen on a dreaded blue screen. This wasn't an isolated incident. Around the world, people started experiencing widespread issues with their computers and online systems. Schools, hospitals, airlines, you name it, they were all affected. The culprit behind this global glitch, a faulty update from a major cybersecurity company called CrowdStrike. Intended to be a security patch for Microsoft Windows systems, the update backfired spectacularly. Imagine a domino effect. The update triggered system crashes, leading to the infamous blue screen of death on countless devices. Thankfully, this only affected Windows hosts, sparing Mac and Linux systems from the chaos. The impact by the numbers. Let's break down the impact by the numbers. Reports indicate that the outage affected over 100 airlines worldwide. This resulted in thousands of flight cancellations and delays, stranding passengers and disrupting travel plans. Nearly 60% of Fortune 500 companies. These are major corporations across various industries, so the impact on business operations was significant. Hospitals in over 30 countries. This highlights a critical concern: the disruption of essential medical services and potential delays in patient care. Beyond the blue screen, real-world consequences. Now let's move beyond the technical jargon and see how this outage played out in real life. Travelers faced long delays and cancellations, with airports becoming congested with frustrated passengers. Hospitals were forced to postpone surgeries and appointments due to limited access to patient records. Banks and other financial institutions had to halt transactions and customer service operations. Even government agencies weren't spared, with voting delays reported in some areas. The response and recovery, a race against time. The good news? Both CrowdStrike and Microsoft reacted swiftly. CrowdStrike's CEO, George Kurtz, took to social media to assure customers that this wasn't a cyber attack, but rather a technical issue with their update. Microsoft also released statements and deployed a fix to address the problem. However, the recovery process was still ongoing. Many organizations are working tirelessly to restore their systems and minimize the impact on their operations. This may take time, and the full extent of the financial and logistical ramifications is still being assessed. Lessons learned: building resilience in a tech-driven world. The great IT outage of July 18, 2024, serves as a stark reminder of our reliance on technology and the potential vulnerabilities within our interconnected systems. While the immediate crisis is being addressed, there are valuable lessons to be learned. 1. Testing, 1, 2, 3. This incident highlights the importance of rigorous testing and quality assurance for software updates. Even a seemingly minor flaw in a widely deployed update can have catastrophic consequences. Maybe it's time for the tech industry to adopt a more multi-layered testing approach to prevent such widespread issues. 1. Contingency plans, a must-have, not a maybe. Every organization, big or small, needs to have robust contingency plans and disaster recovery strategies in place. These plans should outline how to respond to outages, minimize disruptions to critical services, and ensure a smoother recovery process. 1. Diversification is key. While Microsoft Windows is undoubtedly a dominant operating system, this incident underscores the importance of diversification. Organizations might consider using a mix of operating systems and software to minimize the risk of such widespread outages in the future. This was a full-blown technological meltdown, the likes of which we haven't seen in the digital age, and it threw the world into chaos. So how did CrowdStrike, a company entrusted with protecting our digital lives, manage to bring the world to its knees? Well, it all boils down to a single catastrophic error, a software update gone rogue. See, CrowdStrike provides cybersecurity software to businesses and governments worldwide. Think of it as a digital shield against hackers and viruses. But this shield, as it turned out, had a rather large chink in its armor. During a routine update, a coding error slipped through the cracks, a tiny bug with the potential to wreak havoc on a global scale. And wreak havoc it did. This wasn't just a case of a few websites crashing or emails getting lost in the ether. This was a complete and utter system failure. The faulty update spread like wildfire, infecting networks across the globe. Systems crashed, servers went dark, and the internet, the very backbone of our modern world, ground to a halt. It was the digital equivalent of leaving all the doors and windows open during a hurricane, and the results were just as disastrous. With the internet on life support, the world was plunged into chaos. Businesses ground to a halt, unable to process transactions or communicate with clients. Governments struggled to maintain essential services. And everyday people, well, we were left to grapple with the unsettling reality of a world without the internet. Imagine walking into your bank only to find the doors locked and the ATMs out of order, or trying to book a flight, only to be met with a never-ending loading screen, or even just trying to send a text message, only to have it disappear into the digital abyss. This wasn't some dystopian science fiction film, folks. This was real life, and it was happening everywhere. From the bustling streets of New York City to the remote villages of the Himalayas, the outage spared no one. The world, so accustomed to the instant connectivity of the digital age, was forced to confront the fragility of its own technological infrastructure. And it wasn't a pretty sight. As the dust settled and the digital smoke cleared, the world began the arduous task of recovery. CrowdStrike, facing a PR nightmare of epic proportions, scrambled to fix the faulty update and restore their systems. Governments launched investigations, demanding answers and accountability. But the road to recovery was long and arduous. Businesses struggled to recoup lost revenue. Individuals grappled with the fallout of disrupted services and compromised data. And the world, still reeling from the chaos, was left to ponder the implications of the outage. The blame game quickly ensued, with fingers pointed at CrowdStrike, government regulators, and even the very concept of relying so heavily on technology in the first place. The outage, while a major setback, also served as a catalyst for change, prompting a global conversation about the need for greater cybersecurity, digital literacy, and perhaps most importantly, a healthy dose of digital skepticism. So, what lessons can we glean from this digital debacle? Well, for starters, it's clear that our reliance on technology is both a blessing and a curse. We love the convenience, the connectivity, the endless stream of cat videos, but this convenience comes at a price, a vulnerability that was laid bare by the outage. It's like building a house on a foundation of sand. Sure, it might look great on a sunny day, but the moment a storm hits, you're left picking up the pieces. We need to build a more resilient digital world, one that can withstand the inevitable glitches, bugs, and cyber attacks that come with the territory. This means investing in robust cybersecurity, promoting digital literacy, and perhaps most importantly, fostering a culture of digital skepticism. The future of our digital world depends on our ability to learn from our mistakes. The CrowdStrike outage was a wake-up call, a stark reminder that we can't afford to be complacent when it comes to technology. We need to build redundancy into our systems, create fail-safes that can prevent a single point of failure from bringing down the entire house of cards. We need to invest in cybersecurity education, empowering individuals and businesses to protect themselves from digital threats. And perhaps most importantly, we need to foster a culture of digital skepticism, a healthy dose of questioning and critical thinking that can help us navigate the ever-evolving landscape of the digital world. The future of our digital world depends on our ability to build a more resilient, secure, and trustworthy online ecosystem. The great IT outage of July 2024 wasn't just about a faulty software update or a company's blunder. It was a stark reminder of our deep-seated reliance on technology and the fragility of the digital world we've built. It was a wake-up call, urging us to rethink our relationship with technology, to acknowledge both its immense potential and its inherent risks. As we move forward, we must strive to build a more resilient, secure, and equitable digital world, one where technology serves humanity, not the other way around. Because in the end, it's not just about preventing glitches and outages, it's about building a digital future that is safe, reliable, and accessible to all. Let us know in the comments below, did you experience the outage firsthand? What are your thoughts on the future of technology? Do subscribe, like, and share to keep this channel growing.